Okay, so let's talk about your your practice routine. Let's start off with our warm-up. We're going to take our first finger, we're going to go to the 7th fret of the E string. We're going to press down on the tip of our finger and towards the bottom of the fret. So not here, not here, not here, but right above that bottom fret. Hit that note, then we'll bring our 2nd finger in, do the same thing on the 8th fret, and then the 3rd finger on the 9th fret. We'll move all the way up. Okay, once we get to the top, we'll go backwards. So we'll do 9, 8, 7, 9, 8, 7, all the way down. So once we've completed that and the notes are clean, we're going to move on to getting our chords down. So we'll start off with the D. So here's your checklist for the D. We're going to spend 3 minutes, just making sure that we have the form of our hand right without worrying about strumming or even how the chords sound. So the form of your hand. So each finger should be as close to the bottom of its fret as possible. Your wrist, if you notice, should be down. So we don't want that, okay? We don't want anything like that. We want our wrist down and our forearm around. And that forces us to play on our fingertips. So again, now we'll look at the knuckles. So we don't want anything like that. We want to bend the joint right there. Okay, so after we feel like we're in a good spot, take your hand off and try and get right back to that shape. So you want to avoid going like that. Okay, initially you might have to, but ultimately you want to try and move everything as a unit, as one shape. Okay, after we've done that, we want to pick through each note. Okay, make sure that's clean. If you hear a muted note, let's start off by pressing down a little harder. If it's still muted, then push your forearm and your wrist around a little bit more, which will cause the finger to be more straight up on the fretboard, and that should get rid of the muted note. So we'll do on the D, on the C, so that's 2nd finger, or it's a 3rd fret, 2nd fret, open, 3rd fret, 3rd fret, and then the same thing on the G. So if you get to a point where each chord you can strum cleanly, then you'll start to play Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. So here's what you do. You go 1, 2, and 3, 4. Repeat. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Switch. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Switch to G. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. And then back to D.